Welcome to the final week of the challenge. We're going to sum up a lot of the things we've gone over these past 8 weeks and learn to apply those into a competition environment, or the Open is coming up soon, so we're also going to give you an example of this template we're going to describe to use towards the Open if you're not doing a competition. So, a few things. We're going to consider our competition. There's a whole lot of stuff up here, and it's really just kind of up here, so this is for me. All of this is actually going to be on the webpage underneath the video, but this is just so I kind of stay on track. But we're going to think of a CrossFit competition as game day. So just like the Super Bowl or NHL or Jamaican bobsled teams, the Olympics, whatever we're going to do, it's our game day. So we're going to treat it like so. So a few things to keep in mind on game day before you go to your competition. One is have a plan. Nobody's going to walk up and win something after they went out drinking the night before and just kind of stumbled into the arena and like, oh, I'm going to try this CrossFit thing out, and then they won. Rich didn't do that. So have a plan. And in having a plan, what I really want you guys to do is to have it memorized in your mind and to be able to describe what you're going to do that day to somebody else, because that's a reflection that you're prepared. You've memorized it, you know what needs to happen, even if things kind of go awry during the day. So you need to be able to tell somebody what your plan is. Plus, you may also need to have somebody help you out during that day. Say if you get stuck, your heat changes and you're stuck in a competition, you need someone to go grab you some food. Hey, I need you to go do this because I need this many grams of carbohydrates, this many grams of protein, this many grams of fat. You should have all of that memorized. And even if you've got a coach, that's great, but you still need to have that memorized. Coach slept in. Now what are you going to do? So, know all of your plan. Be able to describe it to someone else. So, number 2, and yes, I have papers in my cheat sheet I'm reading off of. Number 2, have a good idea of the supplies that you need to make that plan happen throughout the day. So, do you need a cooler? Are you going to need access to a microwave to nuke your food if you prefer hot protein or hot chicken in your salad rather than cold? Do you need shaker cups? Probably. We already talked about cooler ice, cooling implements. Are you going to...
what about utensils?
Utensils as well. Yeah, I eat with my hands, and sometimes I just get a bowl and, go for it. But utensils are a good one for most of us civilized people. So make sure that you have your supplies as well. Think about what supplies you're going to need beforehand, and then make sure that you've got those. Alright guys, we're back. It's day 2 of the video shoot. We will try to get this done within about 500 takes. So, a few things to take into consideration. We've already talked about, before your game day rolls around, we've already talked about having a plan and making sure that you have the supplies and food necessary for the day. Now we're going to talk about actual nutritional requirements or nutrition requirements. So, we want to add calories to support any increased activity or workload during the competition. What that means is if you work out one time every day, or you work out once per day for 5 days a week, and then you go to a competition with 4 workouts in a day, is that an increased workload? We need to fuel that. So we're going to take a 165-pound male, me, and we're going to increase our carbohydrate intake by 25 grams for the entire day, just to make sure we've got a little bit of extra energy left in the tank to finish all these workouts and get through without any nutritional deficits. So, also, last one before we get started is to make sure you guys don't eat too close to a workout time or an event time. If you're about to go work out at noon, then you don't want to be eating at 11:45. You want to make sure that your blood sugar is stabilized, and we do that by eating an hour to an hour and a half before an actual event. The reason we do that is as you eat carbohydrate, your insulin level is going to go up and bring your blood sugar down, and we don't want to be experiencing any kind of symptoms or hypoglycemia during a workout. So make sure you guys add calories, mainly carbohydrates if you guys follow my nutrition, and make sure you're not eating too close to a workout time. Hour to an hour and a half is a cutoff point. In this example, we'll use an hour. Alright, so the Juke Games. We've got 4 events in one day. We've got our schedule right here. We're going to use this schedule to build our plan. So workout 1 is at 9 a.m., 50 ground to overhead with a 45-pound plate. If you guys can't read this, don't worry. It's all going to be underneath the video. 50 ground overhead, 45-pound plate, 70 hand release push-ups, 100 air squats, 1,200 meter run with a 45-pound plate. Is that demanding? Yeah, that's pretty demanding. First thing in the morning too. Welcome to the Juke Games. Workout 2, skills test. It's going to be 3 minutes of max weight pull-up, which means 3 minutes to establish a 1 rep max weighted pull-up. 2 minutes of max distance handstand walk. 1 minute of maximum amount of double unders. Pretty self-explanatory there. Workout 3 is going to be at 1:30. 3 minutes, let's change that. Let's not make that 3. Let's make that 6 minutes of max burpees over a 6-foot wall.
I would beat him. I'm better at burpees.
You would not. 6 minutes of max burpees over a 6-foot wall. Is that demanding? Yes. Is that intimidating? No. Actually, yes it is. So, 6 minutes over 6-foot wall max burpees. Pretty demanding right there. Workout 4 is going to be at 6 p.m. That's a 9-minute AMRAP, a fat bar deadlifts at 205, and rope climbs. Already sounds pretty devilish, but let's look at that AMRAP closer. 3 reps of deadlift, and then 1 15-foot rope climb. 6 reps of deadlift, 15-foot rope climb. 9, 15, or 9, 1 rep of rope climb. You get the idea. We're going up by 3 reps each time on the fat bar deadlift. Is that demanding? Yeah, especially on that grip. So, we've got our itinerary, we got our workout schedule, and now let's build a plan. Hey look, it's already built for us. So, workout 1 is at 9 a.m. Do we want to do that fasted? Hell no. We want to have some food, we want to have energy. So at 8 a.m., remember our 1-hour cutoff point, I'm going to have meal number 1 or my breakfast. And that's going to be 23 grams of protein, 32 grams of carbohydrates, 35 grams of fats. Where did I get those numbers from? Remember, 165-pound male, and we added 25 grams of carbohydrate to my daily caloric intake. We split that up across the day, and I'm going to explain to you why we use certain numbers throughout the day. Meal 1, I like to get everything. Protein, fats, and carbohydrates because I've been sleeping at night. I've been hopefully been sleeping. A little bit fasted. I don't want to neglect or leave anything out, any kind of nutrient. So we want to get everything in whole food form. Now, hour later, workout 1 takes me 13 minutes. Was that intense? Yes. Do I need to recover? Yes. So at 9:30, 15 minutes roughly after workout 1, post-workout is going to be whey protein and coconut water. My favorite. You can choose, your own things, but I like liquid nutrition. 23 grams of protein, 32 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of fats. So now I'm going to explain these numbers to you. So we got fat in the morning with our whole food meal, but after a workout, the only fat coming from this is going to come from my protein. So we're not going to aim for fat for a post-workout. Now after... Don't you want to ask me why?
I was going to say, I was going to explain. The reason being that you don't want fat post-workout is because it's going to sit in your stomach, takes longer to digest, and it's also going to slow the absorption of the carbohydrate and protein down. Now that's a simple carb, so it's going to be getting in there pretty fast. And when you have that fat, it's going to get in there real slow, and it's going to impede your recovery. And we don't want that. Now, you have the skills test coming up. So, with the skills test, does it seem really demanding?
No, it does not.
No?
Not at all.
Okay, good.
No, skill-wise, yes, that's pretty demanding. But on our body, on our metabolism, or not our metabolism, but our muscle tissue, not very demanding. So, 11 o'clock rolls around. That's 1 hour cutoff point from our noon workout. Do we want to have extra food? Do we want to add anything into our body right now? Well, do you feel like you're hungry? Do you feel like you're slow, lethargic? You may want to add something. But skill test coming up, not a big demanding thing. I feel good. I'm not going to add any food into there. So no extra food for the skills test. I'm just going to go off my post-workout nutrition. Skills test takes 6 minutes to complete. At 12:30, which is 30 minutes, 25 minutes roughly after that, I'm going to have some lunch. And that's going to be a whole food meal, 23 grams protein, 32 grams carbohydrate, 35 grams of fat. Alright, because we're not trying to recover from that. We're just keeping our nutrition up.
So looking at that, that is about 3 ounces of chicken, maybe a small sweet potato about that big, and 2 servings of nuts? 2 to 3 servings of nuts? Any type of nuts that you prefer, Jeff?
Yeah, actually, almonds I like to eat while I'm training. In competitions, I actually like to eat macadamia nuts because there's a lot of fat in macadamia nuts, and I don't like a whole lot of substance sitting in me. So I like macadamia nuts.
Cashews are good too.
Yes.
Cashews are high fat as well.
When you're in a competition, a good rule of thumb is the biggest bang for your buck. Get foods that are dense in nutrients, or dense in our macronutrients.
Instead of abundance.
Yes. So we don't want to be eating broccoli all day. Yeah, you. And also the other competitors do not want you eating fish and broccoli all day, manners. So, they may have one bathroom at the competition, so don't eat fish or broccoli. So where are we at? So we're going to look at our next workout coming up, 1:30 p.m. I've had my lunch an hour beforehand. 6 minutes is how long it takes to complete the workout. Do I want to recover from that? Yeah. So we're going to do our whey protein coconut water mix, 23, 32, 4 grams of fat. After we've recovered here, our next workout is going to be at 6 p.m., so quite a while away. So 6 p.m. is about to roll around. It's 5 p.m. right now. I'm going to have some dinner. And that's going to be 23 grams of protein, 32 grams of carbs, 35 grams of fat. Hour passes by. I feel good. My stomach's settled. My blood sugar is normalized. Workout 4 takes me 9 minutes, because it's a 9-minute AMRAP, obviously. Do I want to recover from that? Yes. So, protein and coconut water. You can also, some people don't like having that much protein in one day, protein powder. You can still use whole foods for this. So an example would be like a small amount of fish or chicken, and then sweet potato, or some kind of just recovery drink, some kind of carbohydrate.
Hard-boiled eggs. Got 3 hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, change it up some. Melons, fruits and vegetables, not vegetables, but really fruits. Lots of citrus fruits. Melons are great. There's also a lot of water in there as well. So that's another option you guys can take. After we've recovered, do I have anything else for the rest of the day? No. But I've got some calories left over I need to get in just to make sure I don't have any nutritional deficits. So at 8:30 I'm going to have dinner. And if you guys notice, we'll back up a little bit, add fat. Any kind of, remember we upped our carbohydrate, and we're not trying to get in fat throughout the day other than just our whole food meals. So we're going to add any leftover fats in at those last, you can do it on your recovery and your last meal, or just at dinner. So bedtime snack, I'm sorry, not dinner, but bedtime snack, you can add in lots of avocado dressing or lots of avocados.
Nuts, nut butters.
Nut butters, peanut butter. I'm a fan of peanut butter, natural peanut butter.
So what is the deal with having, making sure you get that fat at night? Why is that important?
2 reasons. There's more than 2 reasons, but 2 reasons that are important to you guys. First, remember that fat is a slow-burning fuel. That's our recovery fuel. We want to recover from all of this, just for the reason of we're training and we're an athlete and we're always trying to get better and repair. There's that reason. The other reason, this is a 1-day event, which has 4 miniature events in it. If you go to a competition that's got 2 days in it, then you're going to want to be recovered and not have a nutritional deficit going into the next day. So yeah, we got really good with this day, but we left all this stuff off, or we went and had pizza instead. Well, why mess up the next day? So make sure that you have no nutritional deficits going into the next day. And it's also just a great thing to do, even if it's a 1-day competition, it's your first one. Practice now for your bigger ones. Right?
Mm-hmm. I taught him well.
Yeah, she did. So that covers our nutrition portion, or that covers our plan for the day's workouts and how we're going to eat to fuel those workouts.